there's always going to be nights where things maybe aren't going as well as you want, and you're not getting the wins that you're maybe wanting. But one of the things that the fans maybe moaned about a little bit last season was there was never they didn't feel that there was the exciting hockey and there weren't the characters to keep people coming back through the door. Do you think you've got the big personalities that are going to draw people in?
Well, I maybe disagree with you a little bit there. I mean, yes, you could turn it into wrestling and you could have exciting characters that go out there and entertain every night. But ultimately, our aim is to win hockey games. And the game has changed. It's not 1980 something or whatever. Absolutely. Characters are great for the game, and I think that's important. You need it. But ultimately, it's based on, at the end of the day, how we perform on the ice, and the game has changed. Certainly, it's not as free flowing as it once has been. Teams are very disciplined and very deep, and it's hard to compete. And last season, we did go through some losing patches, and we did come out on the losing end. Certainly through October and November, where we never got blown out. It was all 1-goal, 2-goal games, and very tight. And it's that fine line between losing and winning. So, do we deliberately go out and get characters that entertain people? No, because it has to be the on-ice product that's important. And to go and watch, if you go watch a 1-0 hockey game in North America, people are going bananas for it. They love it, edge-of-the-seat stuff. Here, I feel people still want 5, 6, 7 goals scored by both teams, and it's entertaining, and that's great. But we're going to go about building this team the best way that we see fit, and that's ultimately going to go out there and win hockey games. Do the characters come along with it? I hope so. I hope we have some very entertaining players. I hope that the style we play this year is entertaining for people, but I'll reiterate, our main goal is to win hockey games.
Kind of answered this already, but I'll bring up as well. There's been talk about there's some big guys coming into this league and especially into this conference, and there doesn't seem to be somebody, the sort of big, I guess, Matt Nickerson type, who is going to be out there defending the rest of his teammates. Is that going to be much of a problem for you this season?
Well, you make your decisions one way or the other, and the decision has been made to go down this line. I don't certainly think that we'll have guys that are afraid to go out on the ice and stick in. And I'll go from one last year who played against a number of big boys bigger than him. Dingle never shied down from a challenge. And once we really gelled together as a team around that October, November mark, it was never an issue. Maybe in a tight building like Cardiff at times, that was big. I mean, the only small rink this year is Manchester. We have a big pad here where we can play to our skill and speed. If it becomes apparent that that has to be addressed, obviously, if that's going to make us a better hockey club, that'll happen. But ultimately, you could play catch up with all the teams in any direction they go to. What happens when somebody scores from another higher level, and defensemen from this level, goaltenders from here? You could chase your tail around. We have to be confident in the places we're at, and ultimately we've gone through the enforcer role, and it was great for us. 100%. It put way more bums on seats, because ultimately I think everybody wants to have a beer and bay for blood and see their hockey team beat somebody up and win. But at that time, we were also in 9th place. So last year we put together a very successful club without maybe that muscle. And we moved up the charts and tied for the top of conference. Teams ultimately move in other directions. We're going in the direction that we feel fit. And like I said, we won't hesitate to make a change if need be.
And I guess at this point in before the season, we really don't know what the team's going to look like or how these guys are going to play, so we've not seen most of them. So the proof of the pudding is going to be, maybe in 2 weeks' time at the pre-season, or more likely 3 weeks' time when the first team's through the door.
Well, absolutely. And, you can put together a team like we have or anybody has in the league, but ultimately you don't know how it's going to perform until you get them into a room and see them, what they bring on the ice. So, you know what? We'll get these guys together. We got another lot of new, fresh faces, but we also have a lot of returning guys with a lot of experience in Fife and can guide these guys through all the things of day-to-day setups and what to expect when they come out on a Saturday night. And I'm really looking forward to it. I think this is an exciting and dynamic team, and we really feel that we got a chance of doing good things here.
When do we start seeing guys arriving in town? Because we are only a couple of weeks away.
Well, the guys are through various stages of their visa process, and this is something that seems to be just immensely time-consuming. I know they try to get on it right away, and if they hit a bump in the road, it's crazy. I've put a request of a start date of the 22nd of August. I'd love to have all my guys in on that date. Is that ambitious? Possibly with a few of our later signings, just because even on a priority visa it does take some time. But they're all in the works right now, and we're just looking forward to getting everybody in as a group and seeing how they gel together.